So how you all doing? So I wanted to make a very quick video just about, oh no, maybe not quick, I don't know, but just about like the whole Nico Kovac situation because quite clearly, this has been a talk that has, especially this week, I don't want to say like this week and last week has really, excelled that talk. Now I actually didn't watch the game that we had live. I pretty much put myself in like a 1 week long without internet, without TV, without anything situation, just because I wanted to get some studying done. But when I saw the result, I wasn't really that surprised. In all fairness, like it wasn't such a surprise. To me personally, it wasn't such a surprising moment. More so, it was kind of just, yeah, it's another one of those. That's the real feeling that it gave me. And there's been a lot of talk now about the problem players, about the issues that we have in terms of the squad, the seniority and whatnot, and that we essentially have players that rule this team and not the coach, which is usually the case that the coach is the boss. In our case, it's the players that seem to be the boss. Honestly, I it's been an issue that we've had for the longest. When you have players that have won it all, when you have players that have gone to the highest level, that have won it at the highest level, whether that's a World Cup, whether that's the Champions League, whether that's just consecutive League Cups, consecutive Bundesliga, you're always gonna have issues with players that that feel a certain way. Now, of course, the talk about Ancelotti has been brought back quite a lot recently, with the same Ancelotti essentially coming out and saying that the same reasons, that the same problems that I had at Bayern are now haunting the new coach, aka Niko Kovac at Bayern. And to me, that was quite telling. I mean, we all knew that we have certain players that are an issue. Let's call it that, right? But to me, it's always been a case of. To me personally, it's always been a case of just players wanting, in a way, wanting more training, tougher training, stricter training. Because when Ancelotti was our coach, it was a case of the players didn't feel like we were getting enough training done. So they, for example, Robin did his own extra training besides the regular training. And to me, that was always a sign that it's not really working out with Ancelotti. And now with Kovac, we obviously have different issues. We obviously have different problems. Right now, our problems seem to be that it's not really the training that's an issue, more so the coach itself, that the players either don't trust the coach, don't like the coach, or that the coach has lost the dressing room. Now, I'm not saying that's a case for obviously all the players, but for a bunch of them, that is certainly the case. And just from that perspective, I do feel sorry for Kovac. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm going to say is this, right? I've seen a lot of people say, we should just get rid of all the troublemakers, all the players that are having an issue. But the thing is, it is much easier to replace a coach than it is to replace all the players. And I mean, that's pretty much a given. If you want to, you're never going to replace all the players. Let's get it right. But it's much easier in the middle of a season to replace a coach and then to replace players. Now, if it was just one player, I would be like, that one player wouldn't play. Quite simple. It's it's just the way it is. But when you have it being a bunch of players, not just one, but a bunch of players, that's obviously when it gets more difficult, and when you have to get rid of something. And even if it's not 100% the coach's fault, like I said, I feel like there's a lot of people that say it's 100% Niko Kovac's fault. There's a bunch of people that say he's got no fault at all. I think he's got. I think it's certainly his blame. I think like he is pretty much 40 to 50% at fault himself. But still, that's only 40 to 50%. Obviously, there's still other 40 and to 50%. But or 60 to 50. Yeah. I'm not quoting exact numbers here or exact percentages here. But the point I'm trying to make here is this. He is at fault. He takes partial fault. He should take partial blame. The players, of course, they should take partial blame too. And the management, in my opinion, should take partial blame too. So if you have all three people take partial blame, you're essentially in a situation where, there is nobody that's faultless, but the easiest person to replace in this situation would be Kovac. It's just that simple. I don't have an issue against him per se. I actually think, if it works out for him at Bayern, great. If he can turn it around and it works out for him at Bayern and whatnot, and he can last until the end of the season, so that next season he can get his own players in. So next season, he can do whatever, or get rid of the players who he thinks are an issue. Perfect, in my opinion. If that happens, perfect. But people, the season is not over yet. That's the key thing. The season is not over yet, even though people have been saying, oh yeah, we should just write the season off. I don't think it's over yet. I still think we can win the Bundesliga. I still think we can win the DFB Pokal. I still think we can win the Champions League. Because right now we're just early season. I always count the winter break, which is why I give coaches, I usually give coaches a year. For me, that's that's how long it should take. The first year should be to implement their ideas, and then the way I usually expect it is like the first few months, struggle, and then after the winter break we start seeing their idea, and then after that, during the second year, that's make or break, which is what it was really for Ancelotti, for me as well, where at that point it became make or break, and ultimately didn't work out for him. Could say perhaps that's the fault of the players too, but again, it's always a fault of, let me get that right. It's always the fault of the players when they're not playing good, especially when they have the better individual quality. But the coach still takes a significant chunk of that blame, because the coach isn't faultless. He's there to steer the ship clear. He's there to steer the ship steady. And if the team is not steady, if the ship is not steady, regardless of if the team should follow the instructions, or if some other situation is there, regardless of that, it's his fault. He takes fault, even if the team didn't listen at all, even if the team completely ignored him, it is still his fault. So that's just my 2 cents on that whole situation. Now, obviously he's still our coach today. Obviously that is still the case. I think rightly so. I know I've called for him to be sacked, but that's more also during moments of rage and moments of just whatever. My hair is just a total mess right now. Looks terrible. I need to get a haircut or a shape up or something. Anyway, but that's just personally for me. That's just in moments of just not even anger, disappointment. Really, that's what it is. Not really anger. But yeah, I just want. Sounds kind of stupid. I just want him to turn it around. I want him to prove the doubt is wrong. That's what I would honestly hope. But honestly, I can see him leave too. If we lose today's game or whatnot, or don't play well, I can see him leave. I can see him leave sooner. I know half the fan base want him out. Half the other fan base, they don't. I always, which is rare for me, I always just move from one side to the other. But again, I think he takes part of the blame, and if he can't steer it around, then he should go, because he's the first person that, the coach, the head, the chief, the leader, is usually the first person to go, and in this case that would be him. But yeah, hopefully we'll have a good result today. Hopefully. I'm pretty sure we will. Because I don't think we would do this bad and not have a good result. Because right now it's looking bad for the players too. It's not just looking bad for the coach, but it's looking bad for the players too. The players, they may think they have the player power, but ultimately, I don't think it's gonna last that long. I don't think it's gonna just work that way, as some of the players may expect it to, or some of the players might think it will. Just my 2 cents. On the whole Niko Kovac situation. Anyway, let's hope for a good game today. That's all I'm really hoping for. A good game, good result. And if that's the case, then I think we can move forward. But my issue has just been that we've not really had that good result yet. If we had one, not good result, but good game, a one good game from minute 1 to minute 90, I would have been what, fair enough, Kovac, good job. We can work with that, but we've not had that, and I'm hoping that's going to be the case today. From 90 minutes, not just 10 minutes like we usually have, and then we stop playing, but full 90 minutes. Anyway, folks, that's it. I want to make my food now, which I've been trying to do while doing this video, but it's not been really working. It's only instant noodles, but instant noodles is better than nothing. Anyway, folks, I will see you all in the next one, everyone. I'll see you probably all either later today after the game, or probably tomorrow morning. It all depends on if I'm gonna have a free house to record or not. But until then, everyone, peace out and have a nice day. Bye.